Do 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 do. All right, time for a new sheet. Here we go.
I think flowers have feelings. I mean, there's no reason for them not to. They express emotion throughout their colors, and they grow big and tall. And when they're done growing, they make more of themselves. I feel like that's the way that we see them, but perhaps we're not even opening our eyes. If flowers go through the same stages as humans do, and the only thing that makes us different from flowers is our feelings, why shouldn't flowers have feelings? Do you think they'd be happy if you cut them and gave them to a special someone? Would they be happy or sad? Happy because they could be a special gift, a way to show a positive emotion? Or would they be sad because they were stripped from their freedom? They were growing, but then they were cut. Maybe had a little bow or a note, perhaps paired with some chocolates. Would they be sad about that? Would they be sad about what they're being paired with or who they're even going to? If I was asleep in my bed and someone were to rip the socks off my feet, wrap me around in a bow, and give me to a special someone, I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. But if someone were to ever ask me, do you think flowers have feelings? I'd say yes. Because when you look at a bouquet of flowers, you see the reds, the blues, the greens, maybe the yellows, like sunflowers. They'd make you feel a certain way. But maybe it's just the flowers themselves that are feeling the same way. Maybe we're just communicating through our feelings. I believe that flowers have lasted longer than any human has. Relatively speaking, flowers have been on this earth way before we have. They were beautiful and they had little bees accompanying them. The bees would come and give them love for their pollen. And in exchange, the bees would make flowers happy by giving them pollen. But we're the opposite of bees. We harvest flowers for their looks. We even strip them from their homes and put them in front of ours. If someone were to do that to me, put me in their front lawn, I wouldn't know what I'd feel. I guess that's just what really makes us different from flowers. They go through a whole process that seems similar, but it's really extraordinary. Because if you put yourself in their position, it wouldn't add up. However, if you put flowers in our position, it does. The bees, the earth, feelings. I think that flowers are actually just a tool, I suppose. A tool used to show people like us how we want them to feel. If you see a flower that's wilted and dying, you'd feel sad because you knew what the beauty was like before the flower even started wilting. Or perhaps you felt despair because you weren't there to give the flower the water that it needed to live. But if you see a full bloomed flower, you'd be happy for it because it made it to the extent of its life. It bloomed and showed its colors. It presented itself to be pollinated by insects, maybe even humans. But when you see someone pick a flower from the ground and put it behind their ear, or a child's ear, or a woman's ear, it makes you feel happy because it made the person more than what they were before. It took the beauty of the flower and added it to the beauty of the person. Do you think it's the same way with flowers? Do you think they look more beautiful behind an ear tucked away? Or do they think they look more beautiful growing out of the ground, where they belong? Maybe it isn't just flowers that have feelings. Maybe it's more than that. The trees, the grass. But if it were any of them, I'd say the flowers would be the ones that have the most emotions. Not only because they're colorful, but because the way they make us feel. So if someone asked me if flowers had feelings, I'd say yes.